Hey, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if you skip this part of the video, you will miss out on the deal of a lifetime. If you click the link in the description, you will see that Atlas VPN are giving out an offer to get a 3-year subscription for just $1.83 per month. That's less than Netflix's latest price increase. Plus, it comes with 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN on the market, and you can use it to watch shows that are not available on streaming services in your country. So you can watch Friends on UK Netflix, no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have a subscription to Netflix. You can even use it on unlimited devices, so everyone in your house can watch Friends on UK Netflix at once. And they keep your searches private, so that we'll all finally stop spying on you. But remember, time is of the essence if you want to get this offer. Just $1.83 per month to get a 3-year subscription by clicking the link in the description below.
Am I the asshole for not getting on a flight upon finding out that he put my kids in economy? So, my fiancé has 3 kids from his former marriage whilst I have 2, from my former marriage as well. I quit my job to start focusing on getting my degree. He's become the breadwinner, if you will, although I still contribute with my savings. I also do 80% of childcare and chores. Long story short, he wanted me and my kids to attend Thanksgiving with his family who are located across country, and we were supposed to go yesterday, ahead of time to get a rental place. He balked our tickets and everything, but later, before the flight, I found out that he, his kids and myself were put in first class whilst my 2 kids, 14 and 10, were put in economy. I was stunned. He acted like it was a no big deal and told us it's just few hours and the kids could just hang in there for a little while. I asked how he could think this was acceptable, and he got mad and said he's the one paying for tickets, then we go by his rules. I immediately turned around and took the kids and made my way out of the airport. He started following us, screaming at me to go back, but I refused and told him that I no longer felt like spending Thanksgiving with his folks after this. My youngest cried because she never flew without me. He went with his kids. And the kids are home. He has not stopped calling, trying to berate me, and even had his mom text that I needed to get over myself and stop teaching my kids to be spoiled and entitled. She said that the fact that I was willing to miss Thanksgiving with the family over something so trivial shows my real character and personality and mindset, or lack thereof. I have not replied, but I feel horrible. The asshole, should I have just let it slide and just went? In case I wasn't clear, me and the kids left our family, hometown significant other could go celebrate with his family in his hometown. My kids weren't too excited leaving their grandparents for a week or so. Update: I'm currently getting myself and the kids packed so that we go stay with my mother. This has happened before in other instances, but I kept thinking to myself, this is not right, but I have invested too much time and effort in this relationship, so maybe this shouldn't get in the way, and I'd try to minimize most situations where I find my kids being put last. Not only that, but he tried to give me an ultimatum regarding getting my degree, and what was my response? This isn't right. But kept making light of it and letting go. Now he's probably badmouthing me to the whole family, and so is his mom. Bless her effing heart. The kids and I are leaving. He'll be coming back to an empty home. Except he'll find some company with the engagement ring that I took off and left on the nightstand. Distance and some re-evaluation is needed right now. Thank you to all who reached out with helpful input and perspectives. You're right. My kids come first, and that's what I keep trying to do, and I hope I won't ever fail. Thank you so much for the support. Not the asshole. His kids in first class, your kids in economy? That's a bad sign for the future. Then his response is to berate you in future calling your kids spoiled and entitled? Even worse. It would not have ended here. I would be done with that relationship. No, you are right, and not the awe. Either all kids fly one way or no dice. If you can afford first class for 4, you can afford first class for 6, or all fly economy if you don't want kids to feel entitled. He has clearly shown where your kids rate to him, especially over his kids. You may want to rethink marriage to an asshole like that. Am I the asshole for being mildly annoyed at my girlfriend for using one of my eggs? I eat the same breakfast every workday. 6 fried eggs and an orange. Yes, I know this is a lot of food for most people, but I weigh 300 pounds and need to be sure I don't get hungry before lunch. My girlfriend is well aware of this. She doesn't like eggs and never eats them, so it works out perfectly because each week when we go grocery shopping, I buy a 30-pack of eggs, which lasts exactly the week. 6 eggs x 5 days equals 30. I work Thursday to Monday every week. This past Sunday evening, when I had 6 eggs left in the carton for Monday morning, I was in the shower and came out to discover that my girlfriend had used one of my eggs to make a cake. I wasn't really upset with her, but I was mildly annoyed because she knows full well that I was planning to eat it for breakfast the next day, and it was too late to go back out to get more eggs. I asked her to please let me know next time we're at the grocery store if she plans to need an egg that week so we can buy extra. She said I'm being ridiculous, that it's just one egg, and that she shouldn't have to plan everything ahead like that. Again, I want to emphasize that I'm not actually mad at her, just mildly annoyed. But she seems to think even that's an overreaction. Am I the asshole? YTA, she used one egg. Your weight isn't an excuse to eat like that. I weigh 292 pounds, at my heaviest I was 307. That's a ridiculous amount of eggs to eat. Info. I weigh 300 pounds and need to be sure I don't get hungry before lunch. Or what? You are the asshole. It's one egg and she baked a whole cake. Am I the asshole for calling the police on my mother-in-law? I, 28 female, got married to my husband, 34 male, a week ago. We got engaged about a year ago, and when I got engaged my mother gave me a pair of earrings which she said every woman for generations in our family has worn to their weddings. They are 4.00 carat dangling earrings and they are worth a lot. I felt very honored to be given them, and it made me feel closer to my grandmother who had died 2 months prior. About 3 months after that I went wedding dress shopping with my mother, my sister and my fiancé's mother. I brought all the jewelry that I would be wearing to my wedding to see how they match the dresses. When I put the jewelry on, my mother-in-law kept going on about how gorgeous the earrings were. My mother explained the story and how they were a family heirloom passed down generations. I found the dress of my dreams and bought it. On the day of my wedding I had everything ready in my room. My wedding dress, my flowers, my shoes, my makeup and my jewelry. I was in there with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I then needed to go to the toilet, and when I came back my mother-in-law was gone. I wasn't sure what had happened, but I just thought she maybe got called away to do something. I then noticed my earrings were gone. I knew straight away that she had taken them. I found her and confronted her, and she said she didn't take them. I asked if I could look through her bag and she said no and gripped onto it. I said that if she didn't let me look I would call the police, which I then did, as she still wouldn't let me look. The police arrived and searched her, and the earrings were found in her bag. They were returned to me and they asked if I wanted to press charges. I wanted to talk to my fiancé first, and he said he would support me if I wanted to. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. That was a week ago, and ever since then I've been getting loads of threatening messages and calls from my husband's side for the family. My mother-in-law has been sending me extremely hateful texts, and I think I want to press charges, but I'm still not sure if it's a good idea. Not the asshole. Mill is a thief that tried to make off with your heirloom earrings. Fuck that. Press charges and be done with her. Not the asshole. Something to consider. If you don't press charges, they will pretend it never happened after a short time. Once she thinks she got away with it, she, and the people harassing you, will start saying you made up the story of her getting caught stealing. I've dealt with people like this. Good luck. Edit. Forgot to mention, the harassment, threatening messages need to be reported as well. Not the asshole. The fact she's continuing to give you grief despite the fact she was caught red-handed would definitely have me pressing charges. She could have wound her neck in and had the decency to be silently ashamed of herself. Now she can pay the price. Am I the asshole for wanting my daughter to meet my girlfriend despite being an absent father? Hey all. Kind of hard to find unbiased opinions IRL, so I figured I'd turn here. I, 29M. Had a kid with my ex-wife, 32F, 10 years ago, my daughter. And there's no real way to sugarcoat this, but as soon as she was born, I left and I never ended up seeing her in the hospital as a baby. Was never really present in her life at any point, but ended up getting a divorce 11 months later with her getting full custody, of course. I married young, was really stupid and thought I'd end up being a good dad despite no skills, but got scared that I'd turn out like my dad and chickened out. Not really an excuse but an explanation, I guess. I paid child support for the first 3 years but stopped afterwards. I've been speaking with the girl's mother about reconnecting with her, but she thinks it's best that I stay out of their lives majorly. But I think making amends is always possible, so I'm not sure. I just really want to make things right, but I will respect their decision. I've seen her a few times, but her mother has always introduced me as a friend. She says she will tell her when she is ready. I've been dating a girl, 28F, for about 10 months, and I really like her. I think I could definitely see a life for us, and I know that sounds weird, but she's also said the same. I was also speaking to my daughter's mother about meeting this girl. But she says absolutely not, and that's a bad idea. But if I want to reintroduce her into my life, isn't it fair that she gets to see my life too? Am I the asshole for this? Her mother says it's a very bad idea, so it's making me think I am, but I just genuinely cannot see why. Obviously I care for this girl and I will care for her life too. But a relationship has to be two-sided. I don't think it's out of the question to show her my life too. You are the asshole. For a few reasons. I paid child support for the first 3 years but stopped afterwards. Why? But if I want to reintroduce her into my life, isn't it fair that she gets to see my life too? Not if she doesn't even know that you are her father. And not if you are not behaving as her father. Quit being a selfish asshole and leave this poor child alone. You can't even support her financially, but want to talk about fairness? You are the asshole. You are not her father. You are her sperm donor. You paid support for 3 years, which means for 7 years the mother has been alone even financially. You don't get to just walk back in because you have a girlfriend you think you might be with forever. This child isn't a relationship device. She's a human being whose life and feelings matter more than you and your selfish desire for making amends. Try therapy to deal with your daddy issues before marriage and having children with this new woman.